Hello, good morning. Welcome back. Can you see my screen, everyone? Online guys.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, everyone able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, yesterday we discussed about server architecture, right? Operating system types. So what is operating system? We discussed, right? So today we are going to discuss about networking part. Okay. So networking basics. Okay, what is networking? Why networking? What are the types of networking available, right? And what is IP address, gateway, subnet mask, default, routers, load balancers. To discuss this. Okay. Yeah. Before that, anyone having any questions on previous session? Anyone joined newly today only? So I'll provide you demo videos. Don't worry. Okay. Demo videos and yesterday's video also I provide you if you join newly. Okay. Fine. Yeah. So basically, what is networking? What is networking? Anyone? What is networking? Any guess? Anyone? Yeah. A computer network is a system in which multiple computers are connected to each other to share information and resources. So normally in real-time projects, through network only we connect the servers, right? To share the information, to copy the data, to move the data, right? So we use the networking, right? So it can be any network. It can be LAN network, WAN network, or Wi-Fi network, any network. See here. So this is the LAN network. So normally we use desktops in real-time projects. So we use laptops or desktops, right? So if you want to connect one system to other system, or if you want to connect servers through network only, you can connect the servers, right? You can share the data, you can move the data, whatever you want. Fine. Yeah, characteristics of a computer network. So share resources from one computer to another, and create files and store them in one computer, access those files from other computers, connect over the network, right? So here when we talk about this, store them in one computer, whatever files we saved, those files we can store in one computer means, so which is central server. For example, one school is there, or school or hospital is there, for example. So student data, when they want to access student data, that will be stored in central location in server. So from every classroom they can access the data, right? So in hospitals normally patient data they can access from anywhere because that is stored in server, right? Next one. So connect a printer, scanner, or fax machine to one computer within the network and let other computers of the network use the machines available over the network. For example, school is there. In school, 5 floors are there. We required only one printer. We connect as a network printer. So when we connect as a network printer, we can print from any floor. So due to this, what will happen? Cost will be reduced. Instead of configuring printers in all the floors, we can configure one printer in one floor. So through network, we can take the prints, right? Next one. So hardware devices required to set up a computer network. First one is network cables, distributors, routers, internal network cards, external network cards. These are the components required to set up the network, right? Computer network. Now, see here, network cables. When we talk about network cables, very popular cable is there, which is a Cat5 cable. Network cables are used to connect computers. The most commonly used cable is category 5, Cat5 cable, which is, we can say, RJ45 cable, right? So this is a Cat5 cable. So when we buy any router, we get this cable along with the router, right? So this is very popular cable, which is Cat5, category 5. Next one, distributors. What is distributor? A computer can be connected to another one via a serial port, but if we need to connect many computers to produce a network, this serial connection will not work. So normally serial connections, where we use this from one network to other network, loop back adapter. If you want to loop, we use the distributors, right? Router. What is router? A router is a type of device which acts as the central point among computers and other devices that are part of the network, right? So it is, go ahead. Someone talking something. Fine. Yeah, it is equipped with holes called ports. So every router will have ports. Backend, it will have ports, right? So in that ports, we can connect our cables if required, right? So normally we are using Wi-Fi routers, right? So when we use Wi-Fi routers, so Wi-Fi is faster, right? So when you use cable router to your system, that is higher, more faster, more speed, right? So instead of using router Wi-Fi, we can, if you connect cable, that will give you more speed, right? So computers and other devices are connected to a router using network cables. Nowadays, routers comes with wireless modes using which computers can be connected without any physical cable, right? So we are using Wi-Fi routers currently. These are the Wi-Fi routers, right? Yeah, network card. What is network card? So network card is a necessary component of the computer without which a computer cannot be connected over a network. It is also known as the network adapter, network interface card, NIC. Most branded computers have network card pre-installed in the system, right? Network cards are two types, internal and external cards. So these are bit older cards. So because currently we are not using this, so within the laptop, internally only card will be available, right? So within the motherboard only will be available. Yeah, internal network cards. Yeah, motherboard has a slot for internal card where it is to be installed. Central network cards are two types, in which the first type uses peripheral component interconnect PCI connection, so while the second type uses industry standard architecture ISA. Network cables are equipped to provide network access. See here. So these are the bit older cards. Earlier we used to use desktops, right? In the desktops we used to insert these cards, right? So once insert the card, we need to install the driver to configure this card, right? External cards, external network cards. So external network cards are two types, wireless and USB cards. Wireless network cards need to be installed into the motherboard. However, no network cable is required to connect to the network. See here. So this is a wireless card. So black one. So this is the internal card. To internal card, it will connect the wireless card, right? And also we have USB cards. We used to use USB also, right? USB card is easy to use, connects via USB port. Computers automatically detect USB card and can install the drivers required to support the USB network card automatically, right? So these are the USB cards. Next one. So what are the important types of computer networks? We have four types of networks available, which are like, so first one is PAN, personal area network, LAN, local area network, WAN, wide area network, MAN, metropolitan area network. So these are the four types of networks available. Let us go one by one. So what is PAN, personal area network, right? Yeah, PAN is a computer network formed around a person. It generally consists of a computer, mobile, or personal digital assistant, right? So PAN can be used for establishing communication among these peripheral devices for connecting to a digital network and the internet. See here. PAN can be Yes, within the smaller area, within the room or within the floor, we can connect PAN network. So PAN is a Bluetooth, for example. So here we are using Bluetooth keyboard, Bluetooth mouse, Bluetooth printer, Bluetooth headset, right? So around the person. Okay. So this is PAN network, right? So here PAN network is very faster, very secure, but there are some disadvantages here. Distance limitation. Within the 10 meters, 15 minutes maximum will work. Okay. Yeah. So characteristics of PAN. It is mostly personal devices network equipped within a limited area. Allows you to handle the interconnection of IT devices at the surrounding of a single user. So PAN includes mobile devices, tablets, and laptops, and even mouse, keyboard also, right? Yeah. So characteristics of PAN. Yeah. Advantages. Next advantages of PAN. So PAN networks are relatively secure and safe. It offers only short range solution up to 10 meters, right? Strictly restricted to smaller area within the floor, within the room only. Disadvantage of PAN. So only one disadvantage, which is distance limits. So PAN is very secured, very faster, but distance limits. Okay, only 10 meters. What is LAN? LAN stands for local area network. It is a group of network devices that allows communication between various connected devices. It covers the smallest area such as colleges, schools, hospitals, so on. See here, this is the LAN connectivity, local area network. Yeah, next one, characteristics of LAN. It is a private network. LAN operates at a relatively higher speed compared to other WAN systems. So when we use LAN connectivity, it is very high speed because that is private network, our own network. So advantages of LAN: computer resources like hard disk, DVD RAM, printers can be share local area networks. This significantly reduce the cost of hardware purchases. As we discussed, we can use network printers, network routers, network drives, right? So when we use that, cost will be reduced. Instead of using every floor, we can use one printer, right? So data of all network users can be stored in a single hard disk of the server computer. All users connected to the server, they will store the data in single computer, in server. They can access centrally, right? It will be easy to manage data at one place, which makes the data more secure. Okay, so when we copy into server, right, anyone can access from anywhere. That is more secure. Server will have security layers. Disadvantage of LAN. So unauthorized users can access critical data of an organization in case LAN admin is not able to secure centralized data repositories. So if the LAN admin is not capable, definitely hackers will enter. Okay. So next one, MAN. What is MAN? It is a metropolitan area network. It covers the largest area than LAN, such as small towns, cities, etc. MAN connects two or more computers that reside within the same or completely different cities. See here. So here we have MAN connectivity. So which is hospitals, colleges, factories, school, right? Within the city or different cities, we can configure metropolitan area network. So what are the characteristics here? It mostly covers towns and cities in maximum 50 kilometers range. So mostly used medium is optical fiber cables. Advantage of MAN. So it offers fast communication using high-speed carriers like fiber optic cables. It provides excellent support for an extensive size network and greater access to WANs. A MAN network mostly includes some areas of the city or an entire city, right? So MAN is distance is high, like maximum 50 kilometers range, right? Disadvantages of MAN. So here are drawbacks. So you need more cables to establish MAN connection from one place to other place. Yeah, in WAN network it is thought to make the system secure from hackers, because when we have more distance, so we need to provide more security here, right? So next one, WAN. It's a wide area network. It covers large area than LAN as well as MAN, such as country and continent. So WAN is expensive and should or might not be owned by one organization. So one organization cannot, one organization cannot establish the WAN connectivity because it's a bit costlier. Country to country, region to region, we need to establish the network, right? So here we use satellite medium. Satellite medium we use here to establish the WAN connectivity. See here, it is a combination of LAN, WAN, MAN. So characteristics. Any organization can form its global integrated network using WAN. Advantage here. So WAN helps you to cover a larger geographical area. Therefore, business offices situated at longer distance can easily communicate. So WAN connections work using radio transmitters and receivers built into client devices. So these are all old networks actually. So currently we are not using, but if you understand these basics, you can easily understand cloud environments, right? Yeah, disadvantages. The initial setup of cost investment is very high in the WAN connectivity. It is difficult to maintain the WAN network. You need skilled technicians and network administrators. So there are more errors and issues because of the wide coverage and the use of different technologies, right? So because country to country, continent to continent, the network will be established, right? So this is a bit costlier. So we require skilled technicians to handle this network, right? See here. So this is MAN connectivity. So using WAN, LAN, we can establish the communication here. So country to country, continent to continent. Yeah, next one. Any questions up to here? Any questions up to here? Networking part. So these are all basics. Next one. So what is an IP address? What is IP address? Anyone? What is IP address?
Identification of the computer, like we can identify through this computer while connecting through the network.
Okay. Yeah. So IP is a internet protocol. IP stands for internet protocol, right? Every device will have unique address, which is IP address, right? So using that IP address, we can communicate the other devices, other networks, right? See here. So IP stands for internet protocol, and IP address is unique address that identify a device on the internet or a local network, right? Which is the set of rules governing the format of data sent via the internet or local network. Types of IP addresses. What are the types available? There are various classifications of IP addresses, and each category further contains some types here. First one is private IP address. So normally every server, every laptop, how many IPs will be there? For example, in your laptop, how many IPs will be there? Only one IP. Even server level also only one IP. But when we enter into the cloud, two IPs will be there. Okay. One is private IP and second one is public IP. Every cloud environment. So not only AWS, not only Azure, not only GCP. Every environment will have, every cloud platform will have two IPs per server, right? So one is private IP, other one is public IP. So private IP is for internal communication, public IP is for to connect server. So we'll go deep dive while working on cloud platform, AWS. Yeah. So in public IP, again we have two types of IPs are there in public IP. So first one is dynamic IP address. Second one is static IP address. What is dynamic? What is static? Anyone?
Dynamic
Dynamic.
means move and static means standard.
Right. So when we talk about dynamic, the IP will be changed every time dynamically. When you restart your server, IP will be changed. Static means that is permanent IP, static IP. It never change, right? So in public IPs, we have two types of IPs, which are dynamic and static IPs, right? So what is subnet? What is subnet? Anyone? Subnet is the sub network. Instead of the large network, we can create sub network, small network. For example, so we have 1,000 servers are there, right? So in which we have different environments are there: development servers, QA servers, production servers. So if you use only one subnet, right, we cannot restrict the traffic. In production servers, we have database servers also. So normally database servers, for database servers, we should not allow inbound traffic. We restrict the traffic. So if you have only one subnet, one network, we cannot control the traffic. So when we create different subnets, we can control the traffic, right? So subnet is a sub network, small network. For example, so this is one floor. One class is going on there, right? One class is going here. We don't have rooms. What will happen? There is no partitions, no security. Some disturbance will be happening. When we divide rooms, separate rooms, security will be there. The same way, subnets, right? Subnetwork, right? Yeah, a subnet or subnetwork is a smaller network inside a large network. See here. So these are the subnetworks, subnets, small networks. Instead of a large network, we can divide into small networks, subnetworks. Every subnet will have one IP range. See here, 200.200.10.48. So 10.56, like that, right? So /29 is there here, /28 is there, /25 is there. What is /25, /28? Yeah, so we'll see that. Okay, so that is the range, IP range. We can say IP range. Okay, so let us go to browser. Now we can search here subnet ranges. See here. So these are the different subnet ranges. /32, for example, 10.0.0.0/32. So when we give /32, only one IP address we can accommodate. Only one system we can connect to that network. So the same way, /29, 8 servers, 8 systems we can connect within the range. So 24, 256 systems we can connect. Means 256 IP address we can accommodate here within the range. Okay. Now, for example, /16. So most of the time we use this 65,536 IP addresses, right? So like this, different ranges are there here: /18, /19, /20. So while working on cloud servers, I'll show you one more time this. Okay. Yeah, these ranges are very important. Currently, we don't require this. We are using cloud. Vendor will give you this requirement. Cloud vendor will take care of this. No need to worry about. So earlier in local data centers, we used to use these ranges, right? So currently, so most of the project teams are migrated to cloud. So whoever using local data centers, they are also migrating to cloud platforms, right? Yeah. So this is a sub network, right? Small network instead of the large network. Next one, what is network switch? What is switch? A switch is a device in a computer network that connects other devices together, right? So multiple data cables are plugged into the switch to enable communication between different network devices. This is the traditional switch. We used to use this earlier, right? So backend, yeah, switch backend, there will be some ports which are network ports. We connect network cables to the switch to establish the communication between servers or desktops or laptops. Right? Next one, what is gateway? See here. So gateway, when we talk about gateway, for example, you have two different networks are available. Two different networks, right? So this is one network. See here 10.0.0.0/8, 20.0.0.0/8. Two different networks, right? So if you want to communicate two different networks from one network to other network, so when we have different ranges, we cannot communicate one network to other network. By using gateways, we can communicate one network to other network. When we have different ranges, the communication will not be happen between two different networks. So by the time we use gateways to communicate different networks. Next one, what is firewall? What is firewall? Anyone?
It will prevent from the outside, and like it will not allow like traffic internal and outside. While communicating, there will be firewall. It will prevent internal network from the outside.
Fine, correct. See here. Firewalls are network security systems that prevent unauthorized access to a network. It can be a hardware or a software unit that filters the incoming and outgoing traffic within the network, right? So when we enable the firewall, firewall will restrict the traffic as per the firewall rules. It will control the traffic. It will not allow unauthorized access, right? See here. So from internet. So when we talk about internet, internet is a vulnerable network, right? Vulnerable network. So many threats will be there, malware will be there, virus will be there, right? So when we enable firewall, it will allow only good traffic as per the firewall rules. It will allow the traffic to the private network, our own network, right? See here. So it will restrict the bad traffic. Unauthorized access, it will not allow. So firewall blocks the bad traffic when we create firewall rules. Next one. So what is replication or failover or load balance? Okay. Yeah, replication is a technology for copying and distributing data and database object from one database to another, and then synchronizing between databases to maintain consistency and integrity of the data. In most cases, replication is a process of reproducing the data at the desired targets, right? So normally when we enable the replication, region to region data will be replicated. If one region is down, other region will take care of the data, right? See here. We have primary region is available, secondary region also available. So user is connected to the primary region. So if the primary region is down, this data will be accessible from secondary region. The data will be synchronized from one region to other region. Every 2 minutes, data will be replicated from one region to other region, right? So what about load balancing? Load balancing is nothing but it will balance the application load, right? So that we will discuss while working on auto scaling. We'll discuss that. Next one, yeah. So in real-time projects, always backend we use Linux servers only. Backend servers, production servers, we use Linux servers. Why Linux? What are the importance here? Most of the servers, for example, 1,000 servers are there. 900 servers, we use Linux only. So why Linux? See here, it is a free and open source, very secure, and distributions. So many distributions available, so many flavors available, and fast performance. So Linux is fast performance compared to Windows, right? So here, no viruses, no malwares, no slowdowns, no crashes, no costly repairs. What is costly repair? In Linux, normally we will not have any costly repairs. So I give you a small example here. Yeah. So in our project, we are using Windows servers and Linux servers also. Most of the servers are Linux servers. One of the Windows server, yeah, which is Windows 2012 R2 server. So in that, we are running some applications, live applications, right? So yeah, few months back, we observed that the server is taking high CPU utilization. High CPU utilization. High CPU utilization means so 99%, 100% CPU is utilizing. When the CPU is utilizing 100%, what will happen? So performance will be impacted. Application will not run because server will be busy, right? So why that was happening, right? Yeah. So when the issue happened, by the time we raised a case with the hardware vendor, so the server was so the server is physical server, right? So we raised a case with the Dell vendor, Dell server, right? So Dell engineer came into our data center, he checked the server, so he concluded that this is not hardware issue, this is a OS issue, Windows issue. So by the time we raised a case with Microsoft, right? So Microsoft people ask us to provide the logs, all the logs. We provide the logs. Once we provide the logs, they analyze the logs. They took nearly 2 weeks time to check the issue, to find out the issue. Finally, they conclude that this is one of the patch issue. This is one of the patch issue. So one of our engineer installed different patch instead of installing proper patch, right? So due to that, it was taking high CPU utilization. They suggested to remove the patch. We removed the patch. We restarted the server. So server is working fine, right? So for this troubleshooting, they charge $2,500. Actual server costing is $4,000, right? So here in Linux, no costly repairs, but Windows side costly repairs, right? These are the things. So free, open source, secure, distributions available, fast performance. These are but no virus, no malwares, no slowdown, no crashes, no costly repairs. That is why most of the project teams are using Linux only backend, right?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
What is malwares?
Yeah, that is one of the threats. One of the threats will be released. Okay. So hackers send some threats and malwares, right? Viruses. One of the virus. That is one of the virus we can say. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Fine. So, any questions up here? Anyone?
Hi, sir. Good morning. So, with respect to subnet, the lower the number, the higher the IP addresses were there. So, could you please explain that?
Okay. Subnets, right? So, basically, what is subnet? What is subnet?
Small network in a large network.
Okay. So, instead of the large network, we can create a small network, which is nothing but subnet, right? So, here, every subnet will have some ranges. Okay. For example, this is a subnet mask. We can say subnet mask. This is the IP address. So, if you give /32, we can accommodate only one server, right? So if you give 24/24, we can accommodate 254, 256 IP addresses. So if you give 2016, you can accommodate this one, right? So how we can divide this? How we can find out like this? How? Okay. So I'll show you something here, which is like CIDR dot xyz, cadr dot xyz. See here, this is calculation. See here, 10.88.135.44/24. So here in this /24 we can accommodate 16 IP addresses. Means 16 devices we can connect to this range, right? So now what I will do here, 10.0.0.0/24. So this calculation no need to worry about. Okay, this calculation we are not using currently. Okay, so earlier network admins used to use this physical environments. Now we no need to worry about. This will be provided by AWS only, right? See here, when I give /24, what it is showing here? 256 IP addresses. /24. See here. So 256 servers we can connect to this subnet. Within the subnet, we can accommodate 256 IP addresses, right? So if you give /16, see here, 65,536 IP addresses. Right? So these ranges are available already. Don't need to worry about. These are very basic things. So how can we divide subnets? How can we accommodate the IP addresses? That is no need to worry about. Okay. Yeah. Currently we are not using this. So AWS will provide all these things. Okay. So if you want to calculate the subnet ranges, you can go to the cadr.xyz and you can give the range here. It will show you the range. How many IPs, how many count is there, how many servers you can accommodate. Okay.
Okay,
Clear,
sir.
right? Yeah. Any other questions, anyone?
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
In yesterday class, we talked about server architecture. In
Mhm.
that, we used virtual servers in third phase of implementation. So, what
Yes.
is virtual servers? We talked about virtual softwares, but what is virtual servers?
What is virtual server, right? So what is virtual server?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, fine. So normally when we talk about virtualization, virtual servers, okay. So what we will do, we take one physical server. Earlier, before virtual servers, we used to use physical only, right? So when virtualization is came into the picture, so we used to, yeah, we are using one physical server. So this is physical server. This is physical server, right? So in this, we can take higher configuration of the hardware, right? Like 32 core CPUs, and 24 GB RAM or 48 GB RAM, and 15 TB hard drive, like this. So this is a higher capacity server. Okay. So on top of this, what we will do, but I required virtual server. Virtual server is nothing but what is virtual server? Which will not have any hardware. So backend there will be server, but we use virtually, right? Yeah. So here, what we will do on top of this, we install one software on top of this physical server. We install one software which is nothing but VMware or hypervisor or Citrix. So this software you can install on the physical server. So when we install this software, what will happen? This will allow you to create virtual servers, right? So virtual service is server, simply server, but that will not have any hardware. That will take from other server, right? So virtual server also will work same as physical server, right? Yeah. So this software will allow you to create virtual servers. Like this. So based on your physical server capacity, we can create virtual servers. Okay. Yeah. Now, so these are all virtual servers. These are all virtual servers. So each server will work individual operating system. So these servers will take resource from physical server. So if the physical server is down, what will happen? This will be down. This servers will be gone, because this will depend on physical server. But this servers 25 server, 5 into 5, 25 servers are there, right? So 25 servers will work individual operating systems, individual softwares, individual users can access, but it will depend on physical server, right? So physical server is having any issues, definitely will impact to the virtual server. Mother and child. If the mother is having issues, right? Instead of the child having some issues, right? The same way, right? Yeah. So these virtual servers, normally what will happen? For example, here we have 48 GB RAM, right? This RAM will be shared to the virtual servers. This CPUs are shared to the virtual servers. This hard drive will be shared to the virtual servers. So maximum we can create 25 servers, for example, maximum capacity. If you create 40 servers, virtual servers, what will happen? Performance will be impacted. Physical servers, it will not manage that many virtual servers, right? Yeah, like this, you can configure you can create the virtual servers in real projects, real-time projects. So currently we are using virtual servers, but slowly, project teams are migrating to cloud. So 90% of the project teams already migrated. So 10% of the project teams are migrating to cloud. Clear, right, everyone?
Yeah, sir. One question, sir. VMware and Docker both work will be the same. We can install in Docker like virtually like or separate operating system.
Yeah. So VMware is our local server. We'll take local server. On top of that, we create the virtual servers. So cloud
No,
server. Yeah, go ahead.
no, sir. I'm asking about VMware and Docker. Both work will be the same. Like we can how we are Hyper-V and VMware using to create
Both
virtual
work will
machine.
be same.
Similarly,
Both work will be same, but in Docker we create containers. Those are not servers. Okay. Concept-wise, both are same. But Docker containers are very advanced, very faster compared to VMware.
so each container have a different OS we can install.
Yes. Different OS you can install each container.
Oh.
Different applications we can run. Different microservices you can run on each Docker container.
Actually, sir, yesterday I was trying to install that Docker desktop application, but they're giving some error to
I'll
make
show you.
R&D.
By working on Docker, definitely will go deep dive. Okay, don't worry.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right? Docker will take 6 days, so we'll go deep dive. So we configure Docker, we run containers, we deploy applications, we access applications, we move containers here and there. We'll see that.
We'll see Terraform also, right, sir?
Terraform, yes, Terraform also. Right? Any other questions, anyone? Yeah, so tomorrow onwards, tomorrow we'll start cloud, AWS cloud. Okay. So how to create AWS account, how to connect AWS account, what are the things available, what are the services available in AWS. So what services we use in real-time projects. Okay. How to create infrastructure in AWS, how to configure the tools, different tools like Jenkins, Maven, right, Kubernetes. So we'll go one by one, slowly, right? So tomorrow we'll walk through the console, AWS console. We don't create any services tomorrow. How to create account and how to connect account, AWS account. So, and we'll walk through all the services. I give you overview tomorrow, right? So day after tomorrow, we'll start EC2, which is the first service in AWS, Elastic Compute Cloud. EC2 is a Elastic Compute Cloud. So which is first service. So using that, we can create the infrastructure, which is very important. Okay, EC2 will take 2 to 3 days. Okay, so we'll go deeper. Fine. Yeah. So meanwhile, if you know how to create AWS account, you can create. Okay. So I'll show you. I'll give you overview how to create AWS account. So if you have any knowledge, you can create AWS account. Yeah. Or else I'll show you how to create AWS account. Yeah. To create AWS account, go to aws.amazon.com is the URL. Enter. Yeah. So click on sign into the console. Yeah, I already saved my credentials. That is, yeah. Can you speak a bit louder?
కొల్లూరు చేతిలో రంగు వెళ్ళిపోతుంది మేడం.
Yeah, can you mute everyone? Some background noise is coming. Ravitesh. Yeah. Now, how to create AWS? I just log out here. I sign out here. Yeah. Now, yeah. Once you open this aws.amazon.com, click on sign into the console. Now see here. Create a new AWS account. Click on this. Yeah. Once you click on this, see here. So this account is free for 1 year free, right? So within 1 year, we don't need to pay anything here, right? So see here, root user email address. You need to provide email address, account name, AWS account name. So verify email address. You'll get some confirmation to your email, right? You can verify that. After that, go next. So once you verify that, go next.
So what is that account name?
AWS not Amazon. The account name, you can give any name, your own name. Your name also.
Okay, we can give any name. Okay, sir.
Yes. Right? Yeah. After that, once you go next, it will ask you personal or business. You can give personal only. And also it will ask you phone number, your address, right? Go next. End of the page, it will ask you to provide your account details, bank account details, either credit card or debit card. So we need to give that details. Without that, account will not be success. So you can give the details, no need to worry about, right? So unknowingly, they will not charge anything. Okay. For confirmation, they ask you to provide account details. So once you give that valid account details, like credit card or debit card details, so then once you submit that, from your account, 2 rupees will be deducted. That 2 rupees will be reverted after 1 week. So unknowingly, they will not charge any single NP from your account, right? So there are some limitations we have in the AWS. So we are using TestLab freeware account, right? So for freeware account, we have some limitations. So within that limitations, we have to use the service. So if you use that beyond the limit, if you use services, what will happen? For example, we have 30 GB storage. but you utilize 40 GB. What will happen? They will not charge anything. They will send email. Okay. So this is the extra storage utilized. Please pay the bills. Okay. So you can reply to that email like, so I'm using test lab only. So unnecessarily that is created, or by mistake I created something. They will revert to 0. They will revert that. So if you are not responding to that email, what will happen? They will not charge. Simply what they will do, they suspend the account, your AWS account. The account will be stopped. So by the time, what we can do? We can create one more account using different email address, right? So to avoid that, we need to use services proper, right? So once you practice, you need to stop the servers. Then bill will not be happen. Bill will be stopped, right? So whatever free hours are there, in that only can utilize. 750 hours they give free of cost. Within that you can use the services, right? So if you, for example, you created 10 servers, you forget to stop the servers for 10 days or 15 days, bill will be generated, right? So we need to use proper, right? Yeah, so I'll guide you how to use and what servers we need to create, how can we stop the server, how can we start the server, how can we terminate the server. We'll see all these things. Okay, so tomorrow we'll start AWS. Okay, so meanwhile, you can create the account. If you, yeah, so you can search in Google also. If you search in Google how to create AWS account, you'll get all the step by step. See here, start with free tier account, right? So click on this. Okay, it is redirected into console here, right? Step by step we need how to create AWS account. Yeah, see here, step by step tutorial. So like this you can find in Google if you have any confusion, right? So step by step you can follow, you can create that account, right? So once you submit that, once you create the account, it will take some time to activate. So it will take 1 hour, right? So that is why you can create today. Tomorrow onwards we'll start working on this. See here, 7 easy steps to create the account, right? So like this you can follow the steps. Fine. Yeah, you can create the account today. So tomorrow we'll connect to AWS. So I'll show you one more time tomorrow how to create account, right? If you can create, you can create today, right? Yeah. So tomorrow onwards we'll start working on AWS. Fine. AWS will take two weeks. 2 weeks will take. So after that we'll start Linux sessions. Once complete the Linux, we'll jump into DevOps, right? Fine. Any questions, anyone?
Hello.
Yeah.
Suppose if you have, suppose in our laptop, AWS is that provided by our company, can we able to create another AWS, or can we uninstall that provided by our company?
No need to uninstall. No need to uninstall anything. Just connect internet and create one more account. No need to
We are
install
able
anything in your
to.
laptop.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, we don't install anything in our personal laptop. We connect cloud, and in cloud only can install all the things, all the softwares,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we stop here. So you can create the
Hello.
account today. Yeah. Go ahead. Yes.
After 1 year, it will deactivate it automatically in AWS.
Yes. After 1 year, automatically that will be deactivated, right? Fine. So we stop here. Yeah. Tomorrow we'll start AWS. Fine. Yeah. Thank you all.